So I got fired today, but I still got my job. So basically what happened was my boss tried to be disrespectful, right? I'm new out here in California. I'm new to this job. And one thing I noticed is that they try to use fear-based tactics and intimidation. And there's a lot of racial stuff going on within the job. But basically, they try to, like, when they first meet you, they try to intimidate you, or they try to do something real slick in order to make you feel inferior so they can get you to do the job, right? But considering the fact that I'm self-aware and I notice, like, different things that people be doing, and it's funny too because I'm the youngest person on the job, so sometimes they like treat me like a kid, but I don't be paying it no mind because I just be trying to work or whatever the case may be. But it's crazy because it's people that's like 60, 40, 30, right? I'm still in my 20s, right? I'm 27. And I said, don't gaslight me, right? That's why I said that to the boss. And that's when he said, all right, well, you fired or whatever, right? So one of the workers after asked me what gaslighting mean. Mind you, this dude is in his 30s. I'm not judging, but like, how don't you know what gaslighting means? Like, that shows you that most of society, I mean, he's not most of society, but most of society is not self-aware. Like, and it's funny too, because when I was talking to my boss, I could just tell that he wasn't there. Like, first I had shades on, right? I took my shades off because I'm gonna say this too to all the people that's out there and they consider themselves chosen ones, or they feel like they empaths or whatever. You gotta be strong out here. That's why a lot of people think that what's that thing called, that book, 48 Laws of Power. A lot of people see like 48 Laws of Power as like this super toxic book, but it's all, like Robert Greene talked about it, it's not for you to develop all those tactics. Sometimes it's just to know that people use those tactics. But no, yeah, basically what I'm saying is you got to be strong, and that's why I feel like the 48 Laws of Power is a solid book, not to adopt those ways, but like I said, to be on defense of what people are trying to do. But anyways, information in general and just becoming super self-aware and indulging in a bunch of information that'll give you power in a sense are definitely helpful for those who resonate with who say that they're a chosen one or empath or whatever the case may be. I try not to use that label for myself, to be honest, but I do resonate with the things that they say. But there's so many reasons why people resonate with that. Some people are black sheep to their family. A lot of people have certain qualities, that a majority of society doesn't like, because a lot of people, I seen a statistic where it said that 70% of people in society have low self-esteem. So think about that. If you have people who aren't as insecure and they have a high vibration and they have a healthy level of confidence, they have insecurities too, the chosen ones and stuff like that. If you have those people out there, and then you have a bunch of people that are severely insecure because of the dysfunction within families and stuff like that, that's where the chosen one ideology comes from. That's just my perception of it on a worldly level, not on a spiritual level. If you want to talk about on the spiritual level, it gets completely deeper than that. But to get back to the story, yeah, it was confusing because I'm like, y'all all in here treat me like I'm super young and I don't know this and that. But I'm talking to the guy after the altercation with my boss. He don't even know what gaslighting is, and I was telling him that I study certain stuff. I didn't bring up narcissism because I work in a toxic environment right now, so I'm not trying to trigger nobody and get myself in no deeper stuff. But basically, it always happened to me because, like I said, you gotta be strong and carry yourself a certain way. But I typically will go into jobs and I'll be super nice or whatever, and people take my kindness for weakness. That's what happened to me since I was little. You know, I used to get in fights. I used to get jumped. I used to, and that's just me being real. I used to, ever since elementary school, I used to, people used to try to bully me. I talked about this in my last video. But the reason why 48 Laws of Power is good and the reason why you got to be strong is because it was the same thing when I used to hang out with my friends. I used to tell my friends straight up, don't do that around me. Or like most of my friends that I hung out with were intimidated by me. That's why they never tried me. They would be like, oh yeah, you're not gonna do that to Josh. That's what they used to say to each other. And that was because I let it be known that this is how I am, and if you want to hang around me, you have to operate this way. We're not about to be getting into no BS or whatever the case may be. But where I slipped up at was, so basically I was homeschooled for like 9 years or whatever, but where I slipped up at was, like they say, you are who you hang around. So my boundaries started to slip because I was hanging around people with no boundaries and manipulating and stuff like that, being petty, on top of the fact that I come from a narcissistic family system. So, you know, I was hanging out with my friends that was operating a certain way, and then my family was operating a certain way, and saying me setting boundaries was a bad thing. So then I just started to morph into how they wanted me to be, in a sense, which started causing depression and anxiety and stuff like that. And you don't even realize it because that's just how it is. That's just how it is. But to get back to the story, the one thing I can say is, so I had a coworker who I believe for sure is a narcissist. And when he first seen me, he was kind of like, yo, let me get your number or whatever. And it was like real weird because I think he heard me talk or whatever the case may be. And after I snapped on my boss, now he don't even be talking to me no more. You know what I'm saying? After I said what I said, I think because he thought I was a pushover. And I feel like that's something that I'm definitely working on, and that I've worked on when I was in therapy, and that it's a consistent thing for me, because initially when I deal with people, I'm not aggressive. Like, I have that dog in me to where, I'm gonna keep it a buck, I have that dog in me to where, like, if you play with me, ooh, I'm gonna have fun with playing with you. What 50 Cent said, if they got a problem with me, I don't want no problem. But if they got a problem with me, I say no problem. In other words, I'm the same way. Like, let's get it. Like, that's how I am. That's how I always been. I got that dog in me. Like, I really do. I think that's why I like to do MMA and jiu-jitsu and stuff like that. So, but I've worked on myself to the point where, like, back in the day, if my boss would have said what he said to my face, I probably would have wanted to punch him in his face. But I have enough emotional intelligence now to, he's not even worth my time. And I want to get back to the glasses point. When he took off his glasses, oh, the water. Look at that water. Yeah, but when he took off his glasses, I looked him dead in his eyes, and it was like, it literally looked like, you know how they say it's in the eyes with the narcissist? Yo, it looked like he wasn't there. Like, I was like, hello, but I'm talking to him. And so basically he fired me. And then as I'm leaving, I'm like, all right, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? You're not going to disrespect me over money. I'm not worried about the money. Like, you're not going to disrespect me. And as I'm leaving out, he called me back and was like, I appreciate everything you're doing here, blah, blah, blah. You know, you and the other guy that they hired. It was like you and so-and-so, you know, y'all been solid since y'all started, blah, blah, blah. Because the money is decent, but no, you're not about to disrespect me, you feel me? And even in situations like that, like, so like I said, they tried to intimidate you in there and do little smart stuff. But even situations like that, I was looking at myself, because I was like, all right, I gotta take accountability for, like, in a sense, not blaming myself, but basically like, how can I operate a certain way for people not to, because there was other people in there who I know for a fact, they was like trying to fill me out, like, is this dude nice or whatever, and then they like, oh, he's from Philly. Some of them was like, oh, he's from Philly. Everybody think you from Philly, that you automatically a killer, you automatically Meek Mill because you from Philly. Like, it's so weird. But the reason why I say all that also is because, like I said, those who operate as empaths or whatever, I understand that you're an empathetic person. I'm an empathetic person. You know, I'm an empathetic person who's dealt with narcissists and blah, blah, blah. But we got to be strong. And sometimes, like they say, be yourself, but that's not realistic at all times. Every situation calls for a different version of you. You feel what I'm saying? And because the way the world is, because of how demonic it is, and because of human nature, you honestly got to operate a certain way. And it's not, whoever telling people to be themselves or whatever is all cap. And this is a spiritual warfare, and it is about energy, and it is you playing chess out here. That's why, like I said, you gotta be strong. 48 Laws of Power ain't the worst book. There's a lot of other things out there that give you knowledge, but build yourself up and Ignite that dog in you.